All right, good morning again. See if you can keep up with me and go as fast as you can as we do Saxon Math lesson 30 for grade 4. So 36 plus 8 is 44. 48 plus 6 is 72. No, 52. Did my numbers wrong. 52. 47 plus 9 is 1 less of the next 10, which is 56. All right, one of the two identical chairs weighed 13 pounds. How much did the two chairs weigh? One of the two identical chairs weighed 13 pounds. They're identical. So if one equals 13, then the other one equals 13. That means it's 26, right? They're identical. How many inches are equal to 1 yard? Good question. There are 3 feet in a yard, and there are 12 inches in a foot. So if there's 3 feet and 12, 3 times 12 is 36. What time was it 4 hours before 6:25 a.m.? It would have been 2:25 a.m. Scott received his allowance of $20. If he puts 5 into his savings account, how much will Scott have left over to spend? Scott got $20, so he put 5 into his savings account. What does he have left? It's 20 minus 5, which equals $15. All right, the ceiling was 274 centimeters above the floor. Round that measurement to the nearest 10 centimeters. Is this closer to 270 or 280? Remember, 4 or less, let it rest. So it's going to be here. And if it were 5 or more, we'd raise the score. But we are not. It is 4 or less. All right. All right, you've already learned how to subtract 3-digit numbers without regrouping. In this lesson, we will subtract 3-digit numbers with regrouping. So that's one of our goals in this lesson. And so we're starting here. We need to regroup because 7 is bigger than 5. So the first thing we are doing here is we're regrouping. We're borrowing from this 60, and we're making it 50, and we're giving it to this 1 here, which makes it 15. So 7 from 15 equals 8. And then we got to regroup again because when we borrowed, it made it even smaller than 8, and so we have to regroup again. So we got to take away from this one, and see they wrote the 1 right there. Now we're taking 8 from 15, which equals 7. And then we are left with a 2 here, and we don't need to regroup because 2 is bigger than 1. So then on the bottom we have 178. And remember, keep your dollar sign if it's money. If it's not, you don't have to worry about it. Keep your decimals lined up, like on this one here. We've got our decimals lined up over each other so that we keep our cents and our dollars separate from each other. And right here, we had to borrow from the dollar, so it made it, see, it's like 100 pennies, or this equals 100 pennies. So when we take 10 pennies from 100 pennies, we're left with 90 pennies because this is the 10 penny placeholder. This is the 1 penny placeholder. And then this is the $1 place. All right, so that in the next slide looks like we are about to start. Activity. What does it say to do? Subtracting money. I'm not going to focus on those right now. The manipulatives. Okay, during this special, there's a 15% off sale. So we can use compatible numbers to estimate the regular, reading right here, the regular price, the cap is close to $9.50, and the price is reduced by $1.50. Because we're talking about 15%, this is close to $10. 15% is $1.50. So subtracting $1.50 from $9.50, we should find a reasonable estimate, which is close to $8. See how compatible $1.50 is with $9.50? You got 50 cents and 50 cents. Makes it really easy to do that one. All right, on to the next slide where we start doing problems. We are going to do evens for the most part. except for these two problems where you need to write an equation. So you're going to do 1 to 2, 1 to 2, and then you're going to start from 4 and go to 30 and do evens. All right, so run through them here. I'm going to help you with the equations because this is so important, such an important skill. Okay, I'm going to read through one. We're going to pick out what's the important part. The room was full of students when the bell rang. Then, we had 47. Here's our first number, so I'm just going to underline it real quick. I got 47. Students left. Left means minus, right? I'm going to subtract it. 22 students remained. All right, so we have some number of students. How many left? Then 42 students left. So we have 42 and they left. And then what remained were 22 students, right? 22. All right, so here's how we're going to write this down. We're going to write down in your square, you've got this in here. And then remember your facts. This number, S, is a result of subtracting this or adding this and this to it. You could think of it that way if you wanted, but number one, you're going to think about the different ways you can solve this, all right? So I'll let you figure that out on that one. On Friday, 56 fourth grade students wore black shoes to school. There are 73 fourth grade students in all. How many fourth grade students did not wear black shoes to school on Friday? All right, so on Friday we have 56 fourth grade students. We have 56 wore shoes to school. There are, so 56 plus some number, I'm just going to say number, equals 73. And there's my formula right there. And there are 73 students in all. So we have to figure it out, right? So you can use this formula here. You could say 73 minus n equals 56. I think you get the idea. So that's number 2. Number 4. Jillian's social studies class ends 15 minutes later than the time shown on the clock. What time does Jillian's class end? So here's my minute hand. I'm going to count 15. I've got 1, 15, 5, and then 10, and then 15. And what is this time going to equal here? 6 equals 30, and this 4 equals 20. So I'll let you figure that one out. And number 6, what is the number on the arrow that it's pointing to? Let's see. There are not very many here. There definitely aren't 100 marks, correct? So let's count them. We got 1, 2. I'm going to do it with my pointer instead. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this one's a little bigger. It's just a little bigger. Not much, but just a little bit. So that one's my middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to get me to 500. So if there are 10 in between here, that means they're going to be counting by tens because there are 10 tens in 100, right? And we're going from 400 to 500, so that means there's a total of 10, right? Oh, wow, we're a different number. Okay, so here we go. So this is going to be 410, 420, 430, 440, 450, 460, 470, 480. So it's 480. It should be a nice even round number. Represent. Write 843 in expanded form. Then use words to write it. So you need to write this out and expand it out. This is not a hard problem, but I'm sure we'll want to take shortcuts. What is this? This is a 3. This is a 40. This is 800, right? So expanded form, I've got 800 plus 40 plus 3. There's expanded form. Then I'm going to use word form. And I can use it off of this. This is going to take some space, so trying to write it nice. 800 100 and yep, 43. There it is. And I gave you the whole answer. Amazing. Number 10, write 2 addition facts and 2 subtraction facts. Addition facts, how many? 2 of this and 2 of this. So make sure you get that right to use those numbers right there. I can get us started out. 10 plus 20 equals 30. Just make sure that they all are true as you do it. That's 1. And then there's 4 altogether. So you need to have 4 of those. All right. 12. Conclude. What type of angle is each of the angles of a rectangle? This right here is a rectangle. It's got 4 corners that are the same. Remember what that symbol represents? All right, I'll let you figure that one out. Do a little research. This is from lesson 23. Should be in this packet. All right, 14, do the math. Simple, simple. And 16, do the math. Do I have to borrow? Well, make sure you don't have to regroup. And is there any grouping in this one in 14? Doesn't look like it, but you better look for it on this one. 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Oh, nope, looks like it's pretty easy, straightforward. Okay, 18. Oh, remember we just had your a reminder up here about facts. So you can use the same method right here as you did up there to find a way to solve this easier. Same thing for number 20. And number 22, you need to just do the math. It's easy. Represent. Change this addition problem to a multiplication problem, then find the product on the multiplication table. Oh, so we need a multiplication table posted in the room, don't we? I'll find one of those. Okay, so how many 7s are there? I'm going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I have 7 7s, I'm going to multiply 7 times 7, which equals 49. We should have this memorized, actually. Oops, not 42, 49. All right, next problem. Multiple choice. Which of these sets of numbers is not an addition, subtraction, fact family? I don't know. Let's see. 1 plus 2 equals 3. 2 plus 1 equals 3. Okay, that one's fine. 2 plus 3 equals 5. 2 plus 4 equals 6. 3 plus 4 equals, not that. So there you go. Process of elimination. All right, write a subtraction word problem using these numbers. Oh, this is a good one. Just pick something on your desk, or erasers or pencils or marbles or cards or something, and turn it into subtractions. Say seashells, say rocks, say basketballs, whatever you want to write it down. So just make it work. This isn't too big a deal. You could just, let's see, I could say Jim had 8 balls. He gave some to, so some went away, to, pick a name, and he had, how many left? I'm going to put that number there, 18 left. How, now my question is, because it needs to write a problem, right? I left, he gave some. So see, I didn't say the number there. How many did he give away? Oh, I wrote down how wrong. Sorry about that. How many did he give? My writing has gone bad. Give away. There it is. Okay, done. Oh, and it has to have a question mark because we need to use proper grammar. There should be a period up here on that one too. Okay. All right, that's 28:30. Suppose A plus B equals C. write one more addition and two subtractions using this equation. Oh, this is so fantastic. This is algebra at its best. So 2 subtraction and one more addition fact. So cool. I love this. So if it's A, this is the first one, right? I'm just rewriting the first one. I have A plus B equals C. If I switch my B and my A, it should still come out right, right? Then I'm going to use my C here, and I'm going to subtract one of my numbers, which equals the other number. And then I'm going to do the same thing again here, subtract one of my numbers, which equals the other number. Hopefully you didn't even need that. Have fun.